I predicted that the New York Jets would go 7-10 last year in 2021. In reality, they went 4-13, and it was not exactly the exciting turnaround I thought it would be. And I honestly thought their young rookie quarterback, Zach Wilson, would have a better rookie year than he did. In 13 games, Zach Wilson had a 55.6% completion percentage. He threw for 2,334 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Now, he also did run for 4 touchdowns, so he had more touchdowns than turnovers, but it's still not great. I didn't walk away going like, yeah, he is the best thing ever. We're kind of just in limbo waiting to see what will become of Zach Wilson. Now, remember, Zach Wilson got drafted by the New York Jets, and I want to let them build around him before you give up on the guy. I just think that's fair. He went to a bad organization. He was a rookie quarterback on a bad team. Now, the Jets started 1-4, and by far his most painful performance was when he threw 4 interceptions against the Patriots in week 2 early on in the year. And he never really had the great breakout game where I went, yeah, that's why he was a number 2 overall pick. Like, I kind of waited, and he made a couple plays here and there, and I thought did some good stuff. And I guess highlights from his rookie year are awesome, but the consistency wasn't there. But again, I go back to he went to the Jets, who haven't made the playoffs in literally over 10 years. And so I got a lot of patience for Zach Wilson. We'll see how things go. He certainly has talent, and I want to see how they build around him. Now, the Jets' defense was absolutely terrible. And they actually do have a defensive head coach, Robert Saleh, but it really didn't show. I mean, you're watching like, this team has a defensive head coach like you would never know. They were literally last in the NFL. They ranked 32 out of 32 teams on defense. Now, second-year corner Bryce Hall stepped up. He was a 5th-round pick in 2020. He became a solid starter at corner. Also, rookie corner Michael Carter was encouraging. He was a good number 3 corner playing in the slot. And, the Jets have a ton of cap space next offseason, so nearly $50 million, little over $48 million. They're one of the teams in the NFL that has the most money available to spend in free agency. Could they maybe go after Amari Cooper? I want to see them make a move or two to build around their young quarterback. And I want to see how they build around Zach Wilson this offseason. Now, the 2 best moments of the year for the Jets, I thought their overtime win week 4 over Tennessee for their first win of the year was awesome. It was a high point where I was like, yeah, I felt really good. If there was one moment where Zach Wilson shined, it was that game where he made a couple plays off script and had a big throw or 2 downfield. The other really fun moment for the Jets last year was week 8 when their backup quarterback, Mike White, threw for literally over 400 yards and beat the Cincinnati Bengals. That was just a really fun moment. It wasn't like, yeah, we feel great about the future, because Mike White isn't your franchise quarterback. In fact, it was kind of weird. It started a bit of a quarterback controversy for a brief period there in New York. But if you're a Jets fan, you're looking for anything fun to root for, and that was certainly a fun moment from last year. Now, at receiver, I was excited to watch rookie 2nd-round pick Elijah Moore. I was also excited to watch Corey Davis, who was their, quote, big free agent signing last year. And then also 2nd-year receiver Denzel Mims was a player on my radar. Denzel Mims only had 8 catches in 11 games. He was a 2nd-round pick in 2020, and last year was a really big disappointment, in my opinion. I was hoping he would produce a lot and have a solid impact. He just didn't, and I don't know what to do with that information. It's just disappointing. Now, the Jets' leading receiver was rookie receiver Elijah Moore. He had 43 catches for 538 yards and 5 touchdown catches in just 11 games. I love the guy. He's got a lot of potential. I'm excited for the future. Again, I go back to Elijah Moore paired with Amari Cooper. Sounds like a really fun dynamic duo. I would love to see that. Now, the Jets' second leading receiver was their, go back to that quote, big free agent signing, Corey Davis. He only played in 9 games. He caught 34 passes for 492 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was the Jets' second leading receiver, but that's not saying much. And I was hoping he'd make a bigger impact coming from Tennessee. He was trying to kind of resurrect his career coming over from Tennessee last year, and it's fine. I wish he played in more games. I wish he had better numbers, but I don't know. It wasn't encouraging, but we'll see how things work out in the future. Now, the Jets' leading rusher is a really, really positive story. Rookie fourth-round pick, running back Michael Carter. I love this guy. Great pick, great value. I would rather have him than doing what the Cowboys are doing and be massively overpaying a running back like Ezekiel Elliott. I am all for getting a rookie fourth-round pick, making him your starting running back. He made an impact immediately. Bright future there. And again, tremendous value when it comes to the contract. Now, I'm also excited about the Jets' defensive line next year. They have defensive end Carl Lawson returning from... He ruptured his Achilles before the year even started, so he never really got the season going. He never played. He's coming back for 2022. I'm excited for that next year. Defensive tackle Quinnen Williams. I mean, it's an understatement to call this guy a stud. He's fantastic. He's a franchise staple, like one of the hallmarks of your football team. And then also defensive end John Franklin Myers made a name for himself and got a big contract extension in October. He signed a 4-year, $55 million deal, little north of $30 million fully guaranteed. Carl Lawson will be 27 this fall. Quinnen Williams just turned 24 in December. John Franklin Myers is 25. It's a young, encouraging group on the defensive line for the New York Jets. And I walk away going like, yeah, that's positive. And even though the Jets literally, and I mean literally, had the worst defense in the NFL, dead last, 32 out of 32, somehow I actually walk away feeling kind of optimistic because they've got a defensive line I like. C.J. Mosley is a monster at linebacker, led the team in tackles. They've got an encouraging, is maybe a very generous word, young secondary with new young players who are starting and making somewhat of an impact. I also, on the offensive line, they got Elijah Vera Tucker at guard, Mekhi Becton, George Fant. Like, there is some hope on the offensive line as well. They're working on it. It's getting better. And last year was certainly a rebuilding year with a rookie head coach. And honestly, like if I'm brutally honest, they didn't show a lot of progress. I mean, the Adam Gase era was horrible, and I'm just glad they've got a coach who's not embarrassing the football team constantly. But the results on the field weren't like way better. However, I like Robert Saleh, their head coach. He is a guy, like as a person, I like him. He's a very easy person to root for. I hope he works and turns it around in New York. And it's really only up from here for the New York Jets. It was not a good year, but somehow I walked away with hope for the future. And maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Time will tell. But I remain optimistic about the future of the Jets. So far, there's nothing to panic about. There's nothing catastrophic. They got a young quarterback. They got a growing team. And I'm still kind of waiting to see, is it going to work or not? I hope it does. I so badly want them to build a little more around Zach Wilson. But all in all, I feel strangely positive. I'm not sure I feel weird that I feel positive, but I do feel positive about the future of the New York Jets.